this story by Charlie Savage on just how, we're seeing this NSA stuff drip, drip, drip. Maybe drip is not even the word, but we're seeing it drip, drip, drip. And it is all a function of the Edward Snowden leaks. And it is fascinating. The story of, although last night, I guess, on Lawrence O'Donnell had invited an expert on Russia, a woman who writes, I guess, for the New Republic, Julia Ioffe.
And she covered Russia for Foreign Policy and the New Yorker, and I think she was born in Russia as well. Fluent Russian speaker.
Well, then you cannot, she was born in Russia, then we can't trust anything she says, obviously. But
that's what I would say.
Lawrence O'Donnell basically shouted her down because she did not accept the premise, which I think, Michael, I don't want to get back into this, but undercut some of what you were saying yesterday, that in some way Russia, that Putin has full control over Edward Snowden and over the whole situation, et cetera, et cetera. But it was really embarrassing for Lawrence in that situation. But again, because Lawrence really wants to make that about the sort of the drama about Edward Snowden, when in fact there is a whole body of reporting that is now coming out about the NSA. We'll get to that in a moment. Well, I don't know. It's hard to sort of make that build up and then say, now let's go to the Australian Sarah Palin.
I think you just need to do the new reporting.
Yeah, all right, let's do the new reporting. I think you're right. There's two big stories out in the past 12 hours about the NSA. Let's pick up from yesterday's piece where the DIA, a special, I think it's called the Special Ops Division of the DEA, is getting material from the NSA databases, then shares it then funnels that information to other U.S. federal police organizations, the FBI, the IRS, which is not even a police organization, the, Treasury, Special Services under Treasury, Secret Service, I should say, the DHS, which then, as far as I can tell, goes to theoretically all agencies. This Special Ops Division also instructed and provided guidance on how to lie to prosecutors and create a false narrative or a reverse engineered narrative as to how they got this information through other police work, ostensibly. And now Reuters is reporting that for 2 years, in 2005 and 2006, the IRS manual instructed agents of the U.S. tax agency to omit any reference to tips supplied by the DEA's Special Ops Division, especially from affidavits, court proceedings, or investigative files. In other words, you have the federal government instructing its own agencies to lie to courts, to lie to prosecutors, and create a false narrative. The document goes on to say, this is how you create the parallel construction program. Look, the words parallel construction program are simply another way of saying, reverse engineer this and make up a fake chain of events that took place. Or lie as to why you went through these steps to create a false narrative of how you obtain this information. Special Ops Division, this is a quote, has the ability to collect, collate, analyze, evaluate, and disseminate information and intelligence derived from worldwide multi-agency sources, including classified projects. SOD converts extremely sensitive information into usable leads. This almost sounds like an ad for somebody. And tips, which are then passed to the field offices for real-time enforcement activity against major international drug trafficking organizations. Let me read that as if it was sort of a marketing pitch. SOD converts extremely sensitive information into usable leads and tips, which are then passed on to the field offices for real-time enforcement activity against major international drug trafficking organizations. The document focuses on tips that are classified and notes that the Justice Department closely guards the information provided by the SOD with strict oversight. That implicates the Justice Department, despite the fact that they announced that they were going to investigate this practice. The Reuters piece also notes that while the IRS document says the SOD information may only be used for drug investigations, that was back in 2005, 2006, DEA officials said the SOD role has recently expanded to organized crime and money laundering. That doesn't mean that it hasn't expanded further than that. It means that they've admitted to expanding it in that way. According to the document, IRS agents are directed to use the tips to find new, quote, independent evidence. Usable information regarding these leads must be developed from such independent sources as investigative files, subscriber and toll requests, physical surveillance, wire intercepts, and confidential source information. Information obtained from SOD in response to a search or query request cannot be used directly in any investigation, i.e., cannot be used in affidavits, court proceedings, or maintained investigative files. So in other words, it can be used, you just can't tell anybody that you're using it. So the idea that this NSA information was sequestered is a lie. So much so that you have now the government telling its own agents to lie to even federal prosecutors, and certainly to judges, and certainly to defendants. This is why this stuff is so corrosive. It literally is like acid that just seeps out and corrodes everything it touches. And, the dynamic is similar to what happened with torture. When you have the top and the policymakers basically blowing out and removing, finding creating a OLC document to sort of say, well, this is legal-ish. When you remove strict guidelines, they begin to loosen and loosen and loosen and loosen. And then these things just run amok because you have people working in government, and to a certain extent you want this. You want investigators and those people who are hired to enforce laws, you want them to be aggressive. You want prosecutors to be aggressive. You want agents to be aggressive. But then, as individuals, but then you want to rein them in with very strict guidelines and laws. And as you loosen these things, this is what happens.